Hotline office, Hesong. And I am the Deputy Director of the Publicity Department of Sanya City. And I'm going to be the moderator. First of all, let's give the floor to the Secretary General Ji Tuan-rong to brief us about the updates. Dear civilians and media friends, good afternoon. Today, we continue to brief you the updates of COVID-19 in Sanya. Now, the pandemic is still climbing up in number, and the virus has high transmissibility, so we are facing very severe situation. We hope that the civilians and visitors must abide by the containment measures. In principle, we should not go outdoors, and we should coordinate with the history surveying and the nucleic acid testing requirements. The newly added confirmed cases is 240 today, with 174 asymptomatic carriers, and now they have been transferred to designated hospitals. From August the 1st to the 6th, the cumulative confirmed cases was 615, with 213 asymptomatic carriers. As to the containment measures, first of all, we have temporary static management policy in place. All the communities, village communities, neighborhoods, entities must be closed down for management, and in principle, civilians must stay at home and do not gather with others. We will guarantee the basic supplies, and the medics relevant to containment measures must have the certificates for their traveling. For the people needing medical services like pregnant women, there will be a green channel for their diagnosis and treatment. Secondly, in addition to guaranteeing the basic operation of the city and the life of the civilians, all the other public places must be closed down. In the different business segments, we must guarantee the life necessity supply. We encourage the shop owners to distribute the materials in a centralized way. And in the communities, we set up the dedicated logistics team with the hotline service to respond to people's needs. Third, the public transportation and taxi and the hailed cars must be suspended. Fourth, the government agencies and enterprise employees must be decentralized to the community level and village community level, except the important posts. They must replenish the containment forces in the grassroots level. Fifth, all civilians are advised to commit to the requirements of the communities. For example, go to the designated testing position to take the nucleic acid test. We must take necessary measures to protect ourselves. The second part of my speech is about optimizing the 3 risk levels. According to the national level requirement of classification of the risk levels, Sanya City decided that since August the 6th, 2022, high-risk areas stand at 168, and intermediate level risk areas are 67 in number. The details have been published on our website. Please refer to the website. The third part is about boosting our capacity in the containment measures. First of all, we have improved our nucleic acid testing capabilities. Now Sanya is capable of offering 12 testing agencies and 10 labs for the makeshift hospitals and 1 headquarter lab. We could offer 60 to 70,000 tubes for the testing. And it is planned that since August the 8th, Sanya Jixiao, Meili Zhiguan, 2 other agencies could be put in place, so the daily testing tubes could be increased to 80,000. And in total, the city can offer 410,000 tubes of nucleic acid tests. And the medics supportive of our containment measures are arriving in Sanya. So we will relieve the pressure on the containment. And also, we have boosted our capacity of transportation and epidemiology services. We have sped up those several links. So basically, on a daily basis, we can complete the task. Third, we have boosted the capability of makeshift hospitals. Now there are 43 quarantine hotels with over 10,000 rooms for the quarantine of the positive cases. In the future, we will continue to explore the potential of the dormitories in the universities and the stadium so as to have accommodation for 25,000. For now, 1,046 beds are vacant in the first makeshift hospital, and the second makeshift hospital has been selected. So after delivery, we can offer another 2,000 beds. Fourth, we boosted our capacity of daily necessity supply. With the efforts of the team of logistics, we have a complete offering of life necessities with smooth delivery channels so we can meet the basic needs of the civilians. Right now, we continue to improve our distribution capabilities to optimize the procedure so that there will be smooth delivery of the life necessities. Fourth, we will offer the consolence services to the visitors held here in Sanya. We will organize the cages and certain team members to console the visitors contained here in Sanya. 800 visitors in the Sanya airports have been assigned to 11 hotels in Sanya, so those measures have been well received by the visitors. We also have dedicated measures to offer the life necessities nucleic acid test services and other services to meet the needs of the contained visitors. So I would love to thank all the visitors again for your understanding of those measures. The future steps. In the future, under the leadership of the State Council Joint Prevention and Control Mechanism, and according to the provincial people's government's arrangements, we will try to realize dynamic zero COVID. First of all, according to the national requirement, we will strictly implement the containment measures. The different containment measures must be 100% put in place, especially in the intermediate and high-risk level areas and the quarantine areas to avoid cross-infection. Second, there must be coordination between the provincial level medics and the supportive medics coming from elsewhere. We must guarantee the life needs of those medics supporting us. Third, between the party organizations, there must be a synergy effect between them in their work. We will prioritize the execution of the containment measures in their daily inspection work. Fourth, the civilians and visitors' life necessities must be cared for. While having enough storage of life necessities, we must give full play to the role of communities, social forces, and volunteers, so that the delivery of the life necessities can be successful with the last 1 kilometer problem resolved. I believe that under the leadership of the national team and the support of different provinces, as well as the common efforts of the provincial people's government and all sectors of lives in the province, and with the dedication of the medics and understanding of the visitors and civilians, we will certainly hit the target of dynamic zero COVID and resume the basic life and production. Thank you, Mr. Ji, for the introduction. Now let's open the floor for questions and answers. Please identify yourself before raising the question. And please raise up your hand. from Hainan TV. Now, the pandemic is severe in Sanya. Everyone is responsible for their own safety. And all civilians must coordinate with the containment measures and do good self-protection. And how to guarantee the rescue of the patients? Thank you for the question. Now we will refer the question to Ran Chai. Thank you for the question. The gene sequencing is decided to be Omicron 5.13. It has the highest transmissibility among all the species, and there might be repeated infection from this virus. To cut off the transmission chain and reduce the risk of transmission, to ensure the life safety of the visitors and civilians, please commit yourselves to the temporary static management measures and actively coordinate with the requirements of epidemiology, survey, and stay-at-home observation and nucleic acid tests. We must be cohesive at this moment so as to build up the firewall of mass prevention and control of the pandemic. And we will work on the following 3 areas. First, please take the incentive to stay at home. Without exception, please stay at home with no gathering and no traveling, especially in the intermediate risk and high risk level areas. Please act upon the requirements of the communities. The certain containment measures must be implemented. For example, do not go out of the community or your doorsteps. And second, please do the nucleic acid test on time. Practices have proved that multiple rounds of nucleic acid tests are the effective means of discovering the virus. It helps to realize early discovery, early prevention, early quarantine, and early treatment. In the future, we will continue to organize several rounds of region-level nucleic acid tests, so please pay attention to the notification of the tests, including the time and place, and go to your community to take the test on time every day. During the tests, please take protective measures. After the completion of the test, please go back to your house immediately. Second, self-protection measures scientifically. During the nucleic acid testing period, please wear your facial mask, wash your hands frequently, and keep good ventilation with no gathering of population. Once you have identified symptoms of fever, fatigue, or throat pains, or loss of appetite, diarrhea, and others, please report to your community. If you have some underlying diseases or severe diseases or emergency diseases, please report voluntarily to the medical institutions or the communities, and you can acquire the medications from the certain hospitals or make appointments accordingly beforehand. And for the contained areas, we have introduced some medical service plans for the civilians. And we also have the Green Channel to guarantee medical supplies to the pregnant women. The medics and the volunteers will work together to guarantee the medical supply. And in the contained and controlled areas, those in need of medical services will board on the ambulances, and there will be closed-loop management to guarantee the safety of people. Patients suffering from chronic diseases must have enough storage of medicine at home. As I said, there will be a green channel for the pregnant women. And Sanya People's Hospital can offer medical services for the patients living in the intermediate risk level and high risk level areas and people who has a yellow cold. At this critical moment, we must join hands together to race against time and fight against the virus. We are convinced that with our joint efforts of visitors and civilians, we will certainly combat this virus. Thank you. Next question. From CMG. Since the 6th, there has been static management in Sanya. How to guarantee services to the contained visitors? And could you specify the level of accommodation for the visitors? Thank you for that question. Mr. Ye will take this question. Thank you. On August the 6th, because of the cancellation of flights, 3,800 visitors are held in the airport. How to handle that issue has been the concern of the Municipal People's Government and some other departments, for example, the Department of Transportation and Public Security, in order to settle those visitors. And the reasonable needs of the visitors will be met. And we will transfer the visitors in 89 batches in 11 hotels. The immediate outbreak of the virus is an interruption to people's traveling. So the People's Government pays high attention to the settlement of those visitors. There is a dedicated team to handle their nucleic acid tests services and the basic supplies and so on. We ask the hotels to coordinate actively with the government's requirements to receive the held visitors. The hotels are not allowed to shoot up their prices at this moment. The price must be discounted to the visitors based on the basic prices in the past 5 days on the C-Trip platform, so that the visitors could have comfortable accommodation environment. If there is any clue of speculation of the accommodation prices, there must be punishment from the government. We have done our investigation into certain hotels. Once reviewed, we will punish those hotels very quickly so as to avoid illegal behaviors during the pandemic time. And there has been some municipal level corrective behaviors right now in Yalong Gulf. We will urge the hotels to honor their commitments to guarantee the safety of the visitors. Now Sanya is at a critical moment, so we urge our visitors to take self-observation and self-protection. They should not pass on the rumors and take nucleic acid tests, scan the cold, and take their body temperature. Fourth, we highlight warm services to the visitors. Some industrial associations plan to offer high hospitality to the visitors. In the future, we will continue to listen to the needs of the civilians and visitors and mobilize resources to guarantee the needs are met. And please be supportive so that everyone could get back home sound and early. Thank you for the answer. Next question. from Sina.com. There have been rising number of hotline services during this period. What is the situation right now, and what are the common concerns during the calls? How to improve the hotline services? Thank you. And Director He will take this question. Thank you for your concern. I have to say that this pandemic is out of blue to all of us. We quickly kicked off the emergency plan, and we are now in the wartime period. Based on our previous experience, we are optimizing different mechanisms. We have technical guarantee team, information team, and some other teams to maximize the service level of this hotline. First of all, as to the operation of this hotline, since August the 1st till the 7th, we have received 40,000 calls and 13,000 calls have been resolved. We have also claimed 410,000 RMB yuan for the visitors. On the 4th and 5th and 6th, there have been rising number of calls. We've done our best for the hotline issues since August the 1st. Most of the pursuits are relevant to the pandemic. By the 6th, we have received 29,000 cases, and 27,000 cases have been resolved. For life necessities, nucleic acid tests and yellow cold are the common concerns. First of all, the emergency rescue service need have been received, meaning regarding the traveling of the civilians, medical needs, nucleic acid test, settlement of the positive cases, life guarantee in the contained areas stand at 590, and 87% of those cases are resolved. In the intermediate and high-risk levels, the distribution of life necessities are the main concern. And third, nucleic acid test cases stand at almost 9,000, mainly regarding the position of the test, the time that the report comes out, and the change of the code. Third, the hotline works on the following priorities. First, all of our employees are on post. There is no leave during this period. We implement the contingency measures immediately and mobilize all the employees. We have made the shift plan. Now, the full employee is 143, all on post. There will be 3 shifts per day, with each shift containing 65 employees. Second, we have a team of volunteers to replenish our forces. We solicit the support of volunteers widely. For example, the party members and the medics to support the hotline. We will do our best to guarantee the smooth connection of the signals. Since the first, 17 administrative personnel and 8 party members are the volunteers. There are also some emergency needs. On the 6th, 29 more volunteers joined us. Now in total, the number of volunteers stand at 63. Third, during the containment period, the transportation, public security, water supply, power supply, and other life necessity-related departments are coordinating in order to meet the emergency needs of the civilians and visitors. Fourth, publishing the newest policies. We are aligning with the command center to refer the information to all people through the WeChat account, we upload the notifications immediately. Now, the hits of our account is 9.9 million. And every day, almost 1,000 followers view our notifications. We also send the policies to the visitors and the civilians, standing at over 100,000. Right now, we receive so many hotline calls. So the hotline may not be connected while you call, so please be understanding. And please pay attention to the WeChat account. On the WeChat account, you could also reflect your complaints or questions. Fifth, from the Sanya power grid company, we will offer some technicians to be on post 24/7 in order to monitor the signal, in order to guarantee the operation of this system. In the future, the hotline office will continue to organize the experience and optimize our contingency plans in order to respond to the calls more efficiently. With the delicate efforts and warm services, we would love to return to the civilians during this period. We hope to be a good helper to the civilians and hold ourselves accountable on behalf of the government. Thank you. The outbreak of the pandemic is a challenge to one city. It may be an interruption to our daily work, life, and traveling. But at this moment, we especially feel the warmth of the city. It is a lovely and admirable city, especially with the dedication of the medics and volunteers, and with the understanding and support of the civilians. Sanya is all the more inclusive. It has been a very inclusive tourism city, and at this moment we choose to be cohesive. In order to implement efficient containment measures, it depends on the joint efforts of all civilians to a large degree. During our fight against the virus, there might be some time needed, and there might be even conflicts and problems, but we will take quick actions to resolve those problems. Based on what you have heard from all the guests, I believe the media friends, civilians, and visitors all agree that they have made efforts from all sides. I hope you could continue to be supportive of us. Dear media friends, this is the end of today's Q&A session, and the updates about this COVID-19 will be also published through our official website, and please stay tuned. Please do not believe the rumors, let alone transferring the rumors to others. All of those information from today's presser will also be uploaded online. I would love to thank all of those guests, media friends, and staff workers, and the netizens who have been paying attention. Now I declare this is the end of today's presser. Thank you for watching.